If you like this video, please share it on social media. We're a new channel and it helps out a lot. Hey guys, The Film Guy here. With The Force Awakens only weeks away, I felt the need to make a massive breakdown of what we know so far, and to speculate further based on what we have seen, so we can hopefully find out what this movie is actually about. I believe this to be the most in-depth breakdown of Episode 7 so far. We will be using the teasers, the US and Japanese trailer footage, the Star Wars Celebration panel, set photos, leaked concept art that has been proven to be real, and more. So warning, possible major spoilers ahead for you. I'm not breaking any scoops here, but there is information in this video that may end up containing a lot of the plot of the film, and a lot of these things are meant to be hidden. If you want to go in this movie fresh, this might not be the video for you. Add it to your watch later list, come back after you see the movie, and see whether I was right or wrong. You have been warned. Now for all you awesome, sexy people who are still with us, I'm going to start off with what we do know, and then get into theorizing what it's all about. This movie is set 30 years after Return of the Jedi. The history of the Jedi and the Sith, and the events of the previous films, seems to be reduced to stories and legends. The remnants of the Empire is now known as the First Order, and the Rebels are known as the Resistance. Most of the original cast are back reprising their roles, including Han Solo, Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, R2-D2, C-3PO. We also have some new confirmed characters. Rey, played by Daisy Ridley, Finn, played by John Boyega, Poe Dameron, played by Oscar Isaac, Kylo Ren, played by Adam Driver, Captain Phasma, played by Gwendolyn Christie, General Hux, played by Donald Gleeson, who's probably going to be a Grand Moff Tarkin type character, Supreme Leader Snoke, played by Andy Serkis, and Maz Kanata, played by Lupita Nyong'o. It is important to make this quote also vocal. This is from Kathleen Kennedy, who was the head of Lucasfilm. The films follow the Skywalker family saga. The stories follow the linear narrative that connects the 6 films. The Force Awakens follows Return of the Jedi and continues that story. Based on this quote, there is a very good chance that one of the new characters we've been introduced to is a Skywalker. Now, we've only been told the last name of one of the 3 new main characters, Poe Dameron. We still don't know the last name of Rey or Finn. J.J. Abrams has said this was done on purpose, so they'll most likely be names that we recognise. Since Finn doesn't really fit the genetic build, Rey really is our only candidate. Look guys, I'm not always one for speculation. I love to go into movie fresh, but this is a film channel and we are talking about Star Wars. I believe Rey is Luke Skywalker's daughter. Now if you've seen the battery ad, it shows someone dressed up as Rey using the Force and wielding a lightsaber. This is just a battery ad, so we can't take it as any kind of canon, but it's likely the marketers were told a little bit about the character. So this adds to the belief that she might be a Skywalker, or at least Force sensitive. The concept art seems to show so. You may also be wondering why Kylo Ren is chasing these characters around the universe. Besides the escaped prisoner and the traitor, the main reason is rumoured to be Rey's staff. I mention this because the rumour is this is meant to be the staff of Darth Plagueis. But before we go into that, I need to explain what Star Wars canon is. Star Wars canon refers to the collection of media considered officially part of Star Wars' overall storyline throughout the franchise. Everything in this is considered under a law and must not violate previous canon. On April 25, 2014, Lucasfilm stated anything outside the 6 movies and the Clone Wars 3D animated TV show is no longer canon. This means the expanded universe of books, video games, TV shows, etc. are no longer considered canon. Now they are called Star Wars Legends. But everything from this date forward, being April 25, 2014, including not limited to new movies, books, video games, will be considered canon on some level. Although the expanded universe has been regulated to non-canon legend status, Lucasfilm considers all expanded universe material to be a resource for information that any author may freely draw upon for new canon stories. This leads me back to Darth Plagueis, who is officially canon, as he was mentioned in Star Wars Episode 3.
Darth Plagueis was a dark lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side, he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying.
He could actually save people from death.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
What happened to him?
He became so powerful The only thing he was afraid of was losing his power, which eventually, of course, he did. Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew. Then his apprentice killed him in his sleep.
His origins, etc., at this point are considered in Star Wars legends. In Legends, he was the master of Darth Sidious, or Emperor Palpatine. The theory is, based on his ability to keep people from dying, it is possible that Sidious didn't actually kill him, but Plagueis managed to escape and came back to take power once the Empire was defeated. JJ has said we've been told a fake name about one of the characters in the movie, so a lot of people believe that Andy Serkis is actually playing Plagueis, as we're yet to see his character's face in the film, and we've been told his name is Snoke. Or it is possible that Plagueis is masquerading as Snoke. JJ has done something similar in the past with the Star Trek Into Darkness film. He said that Benedict Cumberbatch's character's name was John Harrison. Again, spoiler warning, to hide the fact that he was Khan. We know Andy Serkis is playing a CGI performance captured character, which to this date we have not seen in any of the trailers or marketing material. So this could easily be the case. And the staff looks extremely similar to the old drawings and toys. And the Kylo Ren action figure says this:
"That weapon is mine."
Which does point in the Darth Plagueis favour. We don't know whether this is true or not, but it is one of the more believable rumours. There is also another rumour that there might be another Skywalker or Solo child. Again, this one comes from the Kylo Ren action figure. The one we're speculating over is this:
Is it true? You're just a scavenger.
a lot of people believe that the inflection of the tone of his voice is of disappointment, as this could be his sister and he wanted greater things for her. This would also explain why he doesn't seem to want to kill her in this scene, as the blade is next to her head, not next to her throat. It looks more like he wants to capture her. Whether or not this is the case, we can't really say until Force Awakens. But here's something I heard said by John Campea of Collider Movie Talk, that he showed to his Jedi Council audience. This is the Star-Lord action figure. It has the same button feature. Have a listen to some of the things he says.
"Don't mess with my friends. That's gonna wear real thin, real fast." "Oh, you got the wrong guy. I'm not with them. This ain't funny, Rocket."
You may notice that none of these phrases are actually in the movie. What most people don't know is a lot of these action figures are put in development long before the movies even start filming, so they are often reading generic lines that sound like something that the character might say. Adam Driver might have known the relationship between the characters before he went to record, but it's very doubtful. There is also this image, seemingly showing Adam Driver dressed in a Rebel pilot outfit. This could indicate a flashback, or a twin brother, or just an extra who looks a lot like Adam Driver. Just want to chuck this theory out here, guys, just so you know about it. Now, if you're a fan of the director J.J. Abrams like I am, then you know he loves a good mystery in all his films. And in episode 7, all the characters' relationships with each other and the storyline haven't been made very clear. But what we're going to do now is break down the trailer in what we believe to be chronological order to determine what is happening in the movie and also why it is happening. We've used the Comic-Con trailer to work out the basic order of the scenes we see in the movie, based on the film slate shots and basic storytelling methods. Episode 7 opens in space like every other Star Wars movie, panning down to see ships leaving the Star Destroyer. The ships land on this planet, which I believe to be Jakku. Stormtroopers along with Kylo Ren and Captain Phasma destroy the village. They appear to be looking for something or someone. BB-8 was seemingly in the village and he has escaped before they could find him. I believe him to be Poe's droid, and he is hiding information about the First Order's new weapon and base. After these events, a stormtrooper is revealed to be one of our main characters, Finn, who looks like he's having a panic attack, and is shocked over what he's just been a part of. Poe's been captured, seemingly on Jakku, and is being interrogated by Kylo Ren. Around this time, I expect to see a small glimpse of Luke, possibly on Dagobah, using the planet's spiritual energy to see everything going on in the galaxy. We probably won't see his face. This will also be his call to action, as he may sense his daughter's in danger. Then we'll be introduced to Rey, again on Jakku. The film might slow down just a little bit here. They will show her scavenging an old Star Destroyer until the end of the day. The next morning she'll be continuing her work, and the film will use situations to show us that she can handle her own, and she dreams of bigger things. On another scavenging trip, she stumbles upon BB-8, and takes him with her. Back on the Star Destroyer, Finn has decided he can't live this life anymore, and decides to escape. In an act of redemption, he takes Poe with him. Finn steals the TIE Fighter and tries to leave the Star Destroyer. Poe appears to escape separately. The TIE Fighter is shot down and falls towards Jakku. Finn survives the crash and finds himself in the middle of the desert. Here is where we go back to Rey as she's on her way back to camp and seems troubled, perhaps hinting she feels a disturbance in the Force. The day will end around this time and we will see shots of TIE Fighters looking for Finn. I'm assuming we're missing a bit of footage here. Eventually, Finn makes his way to finding Rey's settlement. It seems this is when Rey and Finn meet for the first time, and BB-8 is noticing something. They look over to see TIE fighters approaching. Around the same time, stormtroopers start to raid the settlement and try to capture Finn and slaughtering everyone who's in their way. Finn and Rey run towards Rey's speeder bike, but it is blown up before they can get to it. Again, some footage is missing here. But I believe that Rey has stolen the Millennium Falcon from her uncle, as again she's looking for clues about her father, who I believe to be Luke. But Rey takes Finn to her ship. Around the same time, Han and Chewie come into the ship and try to take it back, as they have been searching for her. We know they haven't had the ship in a while, because Han remarks to Chewie, we're home. They might have been hinted at before in the film, but we haven't seen any of it in the trailers. Han takes control of the Falcon and fights off the invading TIE fighters, and from there they manage to escape to hyperspace. At this point, we're most likely to get a shot of Kylo Ren watching them escape and getting mad. Possibly a flashback to learn who he is, where he came from, and what he wants. There, we'll likely cut to Starkiller Base, where we'll meet some of our main antagonists, which is this base in the poster. We are also likely to get a display of the super weapon and its power. Then we'll go back to the Falcon. This is where things will calm down again. We will see BB-8 checking everyone out to see their intentions, as he is still protecting what he has. We will see Rey and Poe finally introduce themselves for the first time, and Han will reveal the truth to them about the First Order and the events 30 years ago. I believe Han is taking them to where he believes the Resistance base is, as that's where they'll be the most safe and the most useful. They enter the old castle and Rey goes exploring on her own, but the castle appears to be mostly abandoned. Rey goes on a bit of a hike and sees New Order TIE fighters approaching. Crap goes down because the New Order has tracked them to this planet, and they have started to attack the castle. The castle is mostly destroyed, Finn, Han and Chewie are surrounded by stormtroopers, and Rey is captured by Kylo Ren. All hope seems lost. But Resistance X-Wings approach from over the lake, and take down the stormtroopers, saving Han, Chewie and Finn. In this, Rey manages to escape from Kylo. Finn, Rey, Han and Chewie are taken to the Resistance base. Finn meets up with Poe again. Han sees Leia seemingly for the first time in a long time. The Resistance gets the information from BB-8. They decode the information as intel on Starkiller Base and prepare for a strike. Also, around this time, Rey will receive her lightsaber. Possibly by Maz Kanata, Lupita's character, who appears to be dying, perhaps from the castle assault. I'd imagine at this time we'll probably get another shot hinting that Luke is on his way. We still won't see Luke's face though. The second half of the second act, and the final act of the movie, seems to revolve around the Resistance bombarding Starkiller Base, but we'll likely see some of our main characters scout out the planet for the attack. There is also likely to be a small ground assault, possibly to shut off some kind of shield generator. We will see Chewie blow up some charges in a base. Someone gets badly hurt or dies. Some people think this to be Chewbacca, because it looks like fur here, but this isn't fur, it's long grass, as you can see on the opposite side. And we'll see Luke for the first time. Again guys, we haven't seen everything in this movie, but I believe we have seen a lot to get together a basic story arc. I don't think I'm 100% right, but I believe this to be a likely scenario. So what do you guys think of the story? Do you think I'm right, or do you think I'm wrong? What are your favourite theories? Please no Darth Jar Jar. Let me know down below and we'll have a conversation. And if you haven't already, hit my subscribe button, check out my other content and follow me on Twitter at TheRealFilmGuy. See you soon.